We always hear growing up about guys underneath the pile, and there might be some nasty stuff going on. Were you ever, I mean, you always had a little extra with every tackle. I don't know what that was about. We'll show some clips of this in a minute, but were you ever that guy where you grabbed a piece of flesh or something and twisted it on the opposing team?
Is this been taped?
No, it's not.
No. So you know what it was? You would have, especially in the NFL, linemen, and talking trash, and my way. Okay, So I've snatched a couple of face masks, and I dug in a couple eyeballs. Somebody that deserved it. Never was cheap.
You decided they deserved it.
Yeah, you deserved it. So it was couple hand on the throat. So one of the games I clearly happened was Hall of Famer Eric Dickerson. So Eric Dickerson, he's at that time he's playing for the Indianapolis Colts, playing for the Bengals, and with Eric. Eric was kind of, prima donna kind of guy. I'm Eric Dickerson. Tackle me but get off of me, right? So.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Right.
What's
so
that mean?
That means get off of me. Bring me down, and So.
You don't.
So here we're first half, and I am. Every time he's trying to get up, and I'm. Holding him down. He's like, get up, and I'm saying, Eric, you get up when I let you get up, So he's trying to push me, and I push his face down, So it's on, So he runs my way, I'm the ground, and I'm purposely trying to push his face and hold him down. You get up when I say get up, So Fulcher and them is on that side. So my team is pleased. Joe, leave him alone, And I'm saying, stop being a Eric, things I don't get run it. I'll give him the ball again. I'm gonna get him. So this first half, so he's pissed. I don't know, he had, I don't know, 40 some yards first half. He ended the game with 211 or something like that. He didn't get against me.
Right.
So those guys like, Joe,
Thanks,
if you would have
Joe.
shut up, man, he wouldn't have did that to us. But he was just, he was one of those guys that I love playing against him. He is the greatest.
Who was the most influential coach in your career?
In pros?
Anywhere. Little league to pros.
I had my high school coach, Coach Littlefield, Coach Arbuckle, and then, DJ and Lambeau. NFL was, I would say, Sam. I liked, Sam, White, but still, I didn't have an NFL.
Sam who?
Sam White.
So the head coach for Cincinnati,
yeah.
Okay.
I liked Art Shell, and I love playing for Coach Chuck Knox.
Sounds like a lot of them.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
When were you with Knox?
In '90 with the Rams. I went from the Raiders to '93 and went to the Rams in '94. It was Chuck's last year, and that's when. So that's when I really got to know Chuck. That was the last year coaching. We were going around Los Angeles there with the Save the Ram campaign.
Mm-hmm.
So his thing was if the Rams had stayed in LA, he would remain the coach. But if they sold, he was retired, and that's what he did.
What did you like about him?
He was a player's coach. As long as you went and you practiced hard, you knew what you were going to do. But I probably liked him the most because that's when I started drinking whiskey. So, Coach and I used to, because I was drinking Hennessy and we were at the bar and I ordered some, some Hennessy, and he's like, no. And I don't think I think he originally gave me some scotch, some Macallan or something like that. And I was like, oh, wow, this is good. And I hadn't drunk cognac since. I've been drinking whiskey since.
Oh, that's great. Speaking of, you look like you've lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, it's just like I said, we just kind of talk, man. I just kind of been on a mission to, to get healthier, and knowing the condition of my spine and my lower back. I'm even just losing weight, just how much more relief on my lower back. So, my goal is, I've always kind of threw out, okay, I need to lose 30, 45 pounds. And then, I lose 10 and then, to kind of go through the motions. So now it's just kind of like, now just adapting this lifestyle stuff I eat, intermittent fasting and things like that. But my body's kind of used to it now, So, just on a, mission, man, I want to be able to go to the beach and take my wife beater off. That's my goal.
Bleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jock was in here Monday,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, I said, anything you want to ask Joe Kelly? He says, I want to challenge him to a weight loss.
Let's go.
So
baby.
do you want to get on a scale?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we're keeping the numbers private right now.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
as a matter of fact, I've got the scale set on kilograms.
Yeah, right.
So if you want to get on the scale,
Yeah,
I'll take
yeah.
the note, and then
Yeah.
we'll go like 6 months, 9 months.
Let's do it 6 months.
You want to do? Is there something to pay? A payday at the end of the road? A dinner or
Yeah.
a McAllen or?
Yeah, I don't know if Jock drinks or a dinner or
We'll figure that part out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
All right. Well, let's get you real quick. I got the scale right here.
I got some rocks in my pocket. Well, that's what it is.
That's why we don't put it on.
Right. Yeah.
That's between us.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's,
Birthday meal.
Huh?
Birthday meal.
Yeah.
no donut. Biggest celebrity you've ever met?
Denzel Washington.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I don't know. I don't think James Mitchell. We called him Big Mitch. He was on. He was here, but I think he might have. No, Mitch was on the team, our Orange Bowl team.
I don't remember.
James Mitchell. He was a walk-on guy from New York.
What position?
D-line.
Okay.
So Big Mitch from New York.
And you're sure he was in the Orange Bowl?
I think he was on our team.
Okay.
Yeah. Practice squad guy,
Mm-hmm.
funny guy. But he actually based in New York. So when I got traded up to the Jets, I was playing up there, and he was actually working on the set of Malcolm X when Denzel was making it. So he invited us to the set, and actually had an opportunity to go in his dressing room, between takes and sit there, and he's just talking about how much he admired football players, and my wife at the time, we're sitting there, and it's Denzel Washington, and I'm like, man, I had great meeting you, and she's over there, I'm hitting her.
He might get rid of you.
Speak, and but he was just laid back, we were on the set. We went like 3 days in a row, so that was just meeting him was the coolest.
How about the best live music performance?
The best live music performance. Prince, man. Prince.
Where?
I've seen
Where and
Prince.
when?
I've seen Prince in Cincinnati, and we had front row seats, and I think Prince was probably as tall as his table, but he had 12-inch heels.
I missed. What year did you say?
This was I want to say I was in Cincinnati.
Your first 11.
Yeah, it was early 2000s, I think.
Yeah.
But just seeing him, just how talented,
You had great seats.
Yeah, awesome seats,
Yeah.
front row. Yeah, he was just, just musician. He was a musician.
Right.
Just talented, and just his collection of music, is on par with Michael Jackson, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
He has a collection of music that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Icky Woods. So, if you don't mind me prefacing this,
Yeah.
so Joe had a bachelor party
Yeah.
in Pioneer Square, a couple blocks away.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm going to Joe's bachelor party, and I was the only Caucasian, not at the bachelor party, but in the bar, I think.
Yeah.
And I was sitting at the bar, and everybody's dancing, and everything's good.
Yeah.
And there's a gal 2 or 3 seats down, and she looks at me and I look at her and I said, "Do you want to dance?" And she says, "Sure." And I consider myself a pretty good dancer. Just keep your feet close to the floor, right? Once you start picking up your feet, you're done. You're done. You're that guy that can't dance. So. And so we're on the dance floor, and Icky Woods, who, how tall is he? Came up to like.
He's six.
Was he?
6'1.5".
He didn't seem too intimidating, but he came up and got in my face and said, "Don't you ever, dance with my wife again?"
Yeah.
And I didn't do anything disrespectful, and we had our distance. I just wanted to dance.
Yeah.
And so I go back to the bar and a couple more double whatever liquid courage.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, God, that guy was kind of rude, And I look down and boy, there's his wife again, and she looks at me and I said, let's do it. So we go back on the dance floor, and it's a respectable distance between the two of us. And Rod Jones comes up behind Icky's wife, and he does a bear hug. So he grabs her from behind, and he's got me. He's got the 7-foot wingspan, so he's got the three of us. Yeah. Icky's wife's in the middle, and he's rocking. Yeah. I can't get away. Big Rod. Here comes Icky. Oh my God! Yeah. It was on. Yeah. And I think Joe saved me, and Vince Albritton.
Yeah. He was.
But I had to leave.
Yeah.
They saved me, but I had to leave the premises.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
I'm actually president of his foundation.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
What's it called?
The Javante Woods Foundation. For people that don't know, his son Javante, his junior year in high school, he was getting recruited by all Big Ten schools, football. He ran track, but football was primarily sport, and he had asthma. And after one of the two-day practices, he was the kind of kid that jogged home, between practices to stay in shape. And he jogged home, and his younger brother Aubrey was the only one there, and he was started having an asthma attack, and had his inhaler, but it was out. Mm-hmm. So he went to use the inhaler, it was out, and Aubrey called. We were playing golf. And Aubrey called Icky and said, Javante's having an asthma attack. So their friend next door had asthma as well. So he just told him, "Well, here, go borrow this kid's thing." So he goes out the building, and so they're just kind of sitting there. We're not thinking, nothing. And Icky's like, "Well, let me go check it out." And he told Aubrey, he called him maybe about 10 minutes later, go check on him, so he opens the door and he was right there. So he never even made it to the friend's house, to go get it, and called the ambulance. And by the time the ambulance came, he had been without oxygen, I don't know, 20 minutes, and they rushed him to the hospital. And, the great thing about it, we had, all of our teammates, Chris Collinsworth, we were roommates. Anthony Moore, everybody was there at the hospital. And he was there for 3 days on the ventilator. And they didn't have any brain activity. And I would say probably one of the hardest things I ever did, he asked me to go in with his family, his wife, and go into the room. They were going to pull the plug and just to see if he can. That was the only way to see if we're going. He's going to survive. And going in there, I would say that that was one of the hardest things I ever did in my life, to be able to hold it, because they took him off the ventilator, and they gave him 20 minutes. So you imagine, and I'm looking at this kid, physical specimen,
Looks fine.
Everything looks fine, but no brain activity. So they take him off, and then, everybody's praying and all that stuff, and, praying and crying, and I'm holding him, trying to, because I can't, because I got it. And then, you see the monitor, heart monitor, beep, beep. So you get that rush, like, and then it just went, and, that was it. And they just, of course, it fell out and hugged him and kissed him. And, had to keep it together. You know,
What's
that
the name
was
of the
tough.
foundation?
It's called the Javante Woods Foundation, and you know, donated over $200,000 to Children's Hospital of Cincinnati. You know, when he died, he donated 6 of his organs. So you know, it's part of organ donation, but just asthma awareness and what people don't know. Asthma is one of the #1 killer in the African American community with African American youth. Asthma, and nobody thinks asthma as being
A killer.
A killer. You know, it's asthma. It's one of the #1 causes of death in the African American community. So just go out and raise awareness for asthma, and we have two golf tournaments. Have a golf tournament, matter of fact, Monday.
Okay.
In Cincinnati, then we'll have one the following Monday in Dayton, Ohio.
So you're on the board?
I'm the president.
The president of that.
Yeah.
You run Kelly Youth Services.
Kelly Services.